with my hair like this, it totally looks like I've got like that trendy little thing. When they shave the side of their head and then have it long, I'm such a wuss, I'd never do that. I shaved my head once. It was a really bad look. But incidentally, not too long after I shaved my head, this happened. Now let me preface this by saying, everybody has a different sex style. I get that. I totally do. But if you're gonna be like this guy, we're gonna call him Tom. If you're gonna be like Tom, give a girl a clue before you get into it. So Tom and I had been friends for a while, and you know, we had that connection. I felt like there was something there. And we went out for drinks with a friend who I was trying to hook up with Tom. Because that's what I do. I have this thing where when I have single male friends and single female friends, I have a need to hook them up. Sometimes I'm really good at hooking people up and they end up engaged. Sometimes when I hook people up, bad things happen. Like a guy decides on the second date that he's gay and should tell this poor girl. And then she calls me and is like, excuse me, why did you hook me up with a gay man? And it turns out everyone knew he was gay except for apparently him and me. That's a whole other story. Actually, it's like 3 stories. I've done it to the same girl 3 times. I don't know what it is about her. I see her and I hook her up with gay men. No gaydar right here. Seriously, until a girl is licking my pussy, I have no idea whether or not she's gay. I just don't. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, so Tom and I had this thing and I was trying to hook him up with my friend because he seemed a little bit relationship-y. And I, at the time, was not very relationship-y. I was like, sleep with all the Dixie. Yeah. Oh, actually, it was my friend. You know, the one who rescued me from the unconscious guy in a previous story. I'll put it up wherever things go in YouTube land. Same girl. Anyway, so we went out. Everybody got a little drunk. It was clear she was super not into him. He was kind of into her, but she was having none of it. He went to church and she went to church, so I obviously thought they'd be a good pair. I don't know. But so she wasn't into him, so she wanted to head home. He and I walked her home because she lived really close to the bar. And then he and I went for a wander. And we found this gated garden, which was beautiful. And so we decided, obviously, what we're gonna do, climb over the fence and like chase each other through the garden, groping each other up against large ornamental trees. As you do, am I right? So, you know, we did a little making out, a little groping, and then it became apparent that this was gonna become serious groping. And, you know, I was all for going down on him in the garden. But he was like, no, let's go home. And I was like, all right, so we went to his place. And we go into his room. Now, I'd never been into his room before. I'd been to his apartment that he shared with a couple other guys, but not into his room. So we go into his room, and there's a lot of candles and a lot of incense. And like, what's the right way to word this? Hippie tapestry shit all over the walls. And again, everyone has a different interior decorating style, but y'all have met me, okay? And he'd met me. So I feel like he should have known that I ain't a candles and incense and hippie tapestry shit kind of girl. But whatever. But then he starts lighting all the candles and shit. And I can already feel my lady boner going down. He wants to set the mood. Then he starts lighting incense. Guys, 99% of incense smells like sweaty ass crack. So I start taking my clothes off because I'm like, hey, we got to bone and then get out of here because I can't just sit here and smell sweaty ass crack for a long time. So I'm just going to take off my clothes and get ready for business. And he stops me. I have never had a man prior to this or since tell me, stop taking your clothes off. He literally said, stop taking your clothes off. Tom, why are you cock blocking yourself? I knew he wasn't a virgin. So, what the fuck? And this is when he begins. I wish I could quote it word for word. I really wish I could, so you could understand the incredible deflation going on in my erogenous zones at the time. He basically started this speech, which sounded very rehearsed. Like, I'm pretty sure he's told it to every girl ever. And clearly some of them still wanted to sleep with him. He's married now, somehow. I guess she had to hear this speech too. Or maybe she wasn't as slutty. And he started on this thing about how sex is a sensual melding of the souls. And that, like, you must be on the same astral plane. And, like, you can't just go take your clothes off and bang. You've got... God, how did he say it? You have to sensually seduce the soul. You don't need to sensually seduce my soul. You need my pussy to get wet. You need your dick to get hard. And we need to have a little fun. So anyway, he goes on and on and on and on, and he's lighting candles. And then he starts pulling out crystals from the drawer of his bedside table. And I asked him what he was doing. And he said, I'm aligning the energies. Listen, this guy was doing a fucking PhD in biology. And he's straight-faced telling me this is like melding of the souls and he's aligning our energies. And at this point, by the way, I have no shirt on. I've taken off my shirt. I'm wearing a bra still and panties. And my jeans are undone and kind of like pulled down over my butt. And I'm just standing in the middle of like hippy dippy central, new wave, new age bull crap everywhere, being told that it's a sensual melding of the souls. And he turns to me and he's all like dead serious and he goes, are you ready to meet my soul? I said, you know what? My vag is like the fucking Sahara right now. This isn't gonna do it for me. And I pulled my pants up, put my shirt back on, turned around and walked right the fuck out that door. 'Cause I'm sorry. It's not my jam. And I think it's kind of weird that I didn't know that he was like that and he didn't know what I was like, despite the fact we've been friends for a long time. But no, it was like, just no. And so I was walking home, and in less than 20 minutes, by the time I got home, he'd sent me a text that said, sluts like you are horrible people. You'll probably die of AIDS. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Tom. I don't even know what to say. I don't. But here's the thing. I don't have AIDS, but I did find out that he got herpes from his next girlfriend. Ask me how hard I laughed when I heard about that. Go on, ask me. So hard I couldn't breathe, fell off the fucking chair, smashed my face on the coffee table and got a bleeding nose, and was still laughing. If you haven't already, hit the magic subscribe thing, which is... God, you guys, I'm so bad at this YouTube thing. Which is somewhere down here. Add in the comments below. Is sex a sensual melding of the souls for you? Because it's not for me. And I don't really care about that. But yeah, tell me in the comments below, would you have had sex with this man? Or, and subscribe if you haven't already for awkward sex stories. Why am I still pointing down here? I mean, this probably looks weird in the video, but think of this. When I was filming this, I was still pointing down, and the only thing I'm pointing to right now is a floor that really needs to be vacuumed. Anyway, see you next time. Until then, have great sex! Yeah!